Rajeshwari MJ. She pursued her BE in Electrical and Electronics at the People's Education Society College of Engineering, Mandya. She pursued her MTech in VLSI Design and Embedded Systems at the Sri Jagadguru Balagangadharanta Institute of Technology, Bangalore. Her personal skills lie in good verbal and written communication skills. Her areas of interest lie in OOPS with C++, renewable energy sources, HVDC transmission, digital relays, automotive electronics, advances in VLSI design. She has also had papers presented at the national level, such as the Innovative Architecture for SoC Multi-Core Hybrid Processor, presented at the RNSIT, Bangalore.
Welcome to UGC lecture series of BSc Physics Honours. Today we are dealing with the subject electronic devices. In this session we are going to cover some of the topics of amplifiers. So the topics that we are going to cover in this session are transistor as two-port network, H parameter equivalent circuit of transistor, and also analysis of single stage common emitter amplifier using hybrid model. And lastly we are going to find a derivation of input impedance with the help of H parameter for a transistor. Using the H parameter we are going to find the input impedance. So let us start with the two-port network. So what do you mean by two-port network? First we need to know what do you mean by port and also the terminals, and then we can come to the two-port networks. So port, a pair of terminals through which a current may enter or leave a network, is known as a port. So it is a pair of terminals. So we need to remind that it is a pair of terminal, not a one terminal will form a port. So it requires two terminals to form a port. And also terminals. So two terminal devices are elements such as a transistor, capacitor or inductance. These inductors are falls under two terminal devices or elements, and these two terminal devices which is having two terminals is called, and it is going to result in one port network, because it is having only one port, one terminal to enter the current and leave the current. It does not have pair of terminals, that is what is formed, it is going to form one port network. Next we come to the difference between one port network and as well as two port network. A two port network is an electrical network with two separate ports for input and output. So here we can observe with the help of this two port network diagram, it is a two port network which is having two terminals where we can see the current entering and leaving in two different terminal, that is what is called as two port network. And also it has two terminal pairs acting as access points. Two terminal pairs will be there, that will going to act as access point. Also the current entering one terminal of a pair leaves the other terminal in the pair. So if we consider this is one port, in this port this is one port, this is another port, that is why it is called two port. Here we can say current is entering in this and leaving in this terminal. So there are two pair will going to form a two port network. So in one port network there is only two terminal will be there, and there is no pair of two terminals, there is no pair of two terminals, that is why it is called as one port network. We can observe here it is having only one port, because the current entering and leaving here is possible only in this side, and in this side there is no ports or no terminals will be there, that is why it is called one port network. So next we need to know two reasons why we need to study the two port network. What is the reason behind it to study a two port network? Because it is having some importance, so that if we study the two port network, it will be helpful for us to study better the transistor characteristics. So such network are useful in communication, control system, power systems and electronics. So this two port network will be helpful for such network, that is which is in communication and control system and power systems and electronics. And also knowing the parameters of a two port network enable us to treat it as a black box when embedded within a large network. So as the application needs more complex circuits. So the application will be having more complex circuits, then we need to study this characteristics in the simpler way. So using this two port network concept, which makes us complex studying of characteristics of complex circuits in a simpler way. So two port network parameters we need to know. By knowing this two port network parameter, we can able to know the characteristics of our electronic devices better. So from the network we can observe that there are 4 variables, that is I1, I2, V1 and V2, which are which two are independent. So in the two port network, that previously that what we studied here, it is having 4 parameters, that is V1 I1 and V2 I2. These are the parameters of a two port network. We want to find this parameter for knowing the characteristics of the circuit. So this and all we will study in the upcoming slides. Just for now we need to know that there are 4 parameters in a two port network, that is V1 I1 and V2 I2. So the various terms that relate these voltages and currents are called parameters. So there are various terms will be there for relating this voltage and currents, that is called as parameters. That is what the parameters, these are 4 variables, that is I1, I2, V1 and V2, which are independent. It is not dependent on anything, this is our independent, and these are called a variables I1, I2 and V1, V2. Parameters is difference that is related to this voltage and current, which we will going to study in the upcoming slides. So these are the two difference of two port and one port, and the uses of studying the two port network. Next we move on to hybrid parameters. So this is one of the important topics because by knowing the hybrid parameters of a circuit, we can able to know the characteristics of the circuit better, like input impedance, output impedance and the current gain, everything can easily find out or derived with the help of this hybrid parameter. So let us know what is the hybrid parameters and where do we apply this hybrid parameter concept. So every linear circuit having input and output terminals and can be analyzed by 4 parameters called hybrid or H parameters. So we know the concept of two port network. So we are carrying down we are taking forward that same two port concept, two port networks, and to study the H parameters. So any two port network system will be having 4 variables, that is we know, and also there are 4 parameters. That 4 parameters that we already know, 4 variables is related with the 4 parameters, and the variables here it is independent, and the parameters is what we are studying, that is H parameter. It is mostly used for linear circuits. So that parameters is called as hybrid parameters. So considering a linear circuit like this, for a linear circuit in the sense the circuit in the circuit in which the elements like resistance, capacitance or inductance is fixed fixed across them, even though the voltage across them is changing, the value of resistance, capacitance and inductance won't change. That type of circuit is called linear circuits. And here we can observe this V1 I1 and V2 I2 are the 4 variables, and when we are talking about the hybrid parameters, so what are the parameters including this variables is what we observed in the next picture, which is I1 is having a H11 as an hybrid parameter, and this can be represent equivalent hybrid circuit can be represent like this having a AC supply and also current supply and also the resistance here. This is how we are going to represent the equivalent hybrid circuit of a linear circuit. So this is equivalent circuit of this linear circuit. So for this network we will come up with 2 equations which is having hybrid parameters. So V1 will be represented with this is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2, and I2 is represented is as H21 I1 plus H22 V2. So these are the 2 important expressions that we are going to study, and we need to keep remind these 2 equations for upcoming derivation and all, because these 2 are the basic equation that we find out from the hybrid parameter equivalent circuit. So, what are the points that we need to note out when we are going to study a H parameter? So, what are the points that we need to note down? That is, every linear circuit has 4 H parameters, one having dimension of mho and 2 dimensionless. So, here only we come to know the definition of hybrid parameter also once again. So, it has 4 parameters, one is measuring one is having a dimension of ohm and one is having mho and other 2 is a dimensionless. So, here it is hybrid in the sense it is a mixed. So, there is a 4 parameters in which 2 is having dimensions and 2 is not having dimensions. So, we can say it is a mix of dimension and dimensionless elements, that is why it is called hybrid parameter. So, next we move on to H. The H parameters of a given circuit are constant. It is always constant for a given circuit. If we change the circuit, then the H parameter is obviously changed. And suppose that in a particular linear circuit, voltages and currents are related as like this. If this is the expression and it is related for voltages and current, here we can easily say we found out the H parameter which is given by V1 is here 10 represents the H11, that is equal to 10 ohm, and here H12 is represented by 6, which is a dimensionless here, and I2 is equal to in I2 expression we can able to find out H21 which is 4, we can represent here, and H22 is equal to 3 ohm. These are the two concepts that we need to remember whenever we are going to study. And also determination of H parameters is also important when we are going to study or when we are going to know how these H parameters can be derived for a particular linear circuit. So, how we are going to find different values, different H parameters, like different values that we already know, these are constant for a particular circuit. So, how we are going to find these values? So, it is very easy when we are going to consider linear circuits. If we short circuit, the very first case is if we short circuit the output terminal, then output voltage will be V2 will be 0 and I2 will be flowing here, and putting V2 is equal to 0 in equation 1 and 2, we get what we get when we are going to put V2 is equal to 0. This is the equation for equation 1 becomes V1 is equal to H11 I1 and I2 is equal to H21 I1. This is what the expression when we are going to make a output terminal as shorted. So, H11 value we can find out with this when we are going to make V2 is equal to 0, H11 is equal to V1 divided by I1, that is called as input impedance with output shorted. So, one more thing that we need to know, that I already said one is measured with ohm and another one is measured with mho. H11 and H22, these are the two parameters which is having dimension. This is represent as a resistor, this is represent as a impedance, that is why it is measured in ohm, and this is represent as a admittance, that is why it is represent as that is why it is having a dimension of mho. So, other two parameters is dimensionless here. So, this H11 is equal to V1 by I1 when we are going to make V2 is equal to 0, that is called as input impedance, and H21 is equal to I2 divided by I1. From this expression we can find out H21. So, that is called as current gain with output shorted. This is a dimensionless. Next, we need to find another two parameters. So, another two parameters we need to know, we need to change the circuit somewhat different for this case. So, to find the other two parameters, we need to open circuit this, the input terminals. For this case, to find the other two parameters, we need to open these two terminals. So, for when opening these two terminals, I1 becomes 0. So, again I1 is equal to 0, we need to apply for the 1 and 2 equations as previous case. V1 is equal to H12 V2 is what we got, and I2 is equal to H22 V2. So, from these two we will find out H12 and H22. H12 is V1 by V2, that is voltage feedback ratio with input terminals open. With input terminals open, this is called as voltage feedback ratio, and also the H22 is called as is equal to I2 divided by V2, which is called as output admittance when we are going to make our input terminal open. So, these are the other two parameters we can find when we are going to make the input terminal open. So, the H parameters of a transistor we are going to study now. Till now we are able to study the linear circuit, the general circuit if we consider generally a linear circuit. How we are going to find the H parameter? This is the same concept we need to carry forward for the transistor also. We can apply the same concept that what we studied for linear circuit, because transistor that what we are studying here is a small signal transistor. In the sense that circuit transistor circuit which can handle a few voltage, which can handle few voltage, the voltage range may be from microvolts to millivolts. In this range is called as a small signal transistor. And also for this type of small signal transistor, the circuit we can say it as a linear circuit, because it can it is a linear circuit. That is why we can apply the H parameter concepts for transistor circuit also. For the transistor circuit we can say the transistor circuit we can represent like this, which is having a 4 variables like what we observed previously, that is V1 I1 and V2 I2, having a RL as load resistance. And also this can be represented as an equivalent H parameter circuit, which can be represented like this. HIE and HRC and VC is the notations that we are going to use in a particularly for a transistor. This type of notations we not used for linear circuits, but here we are using HIE, HRC and VC. These are the different notations that we carry forward for a transistor, because HI is the input impedance, IE in the sense I is the input impedance, E is the common emitter. If we are making a using a common emitter type of transistor, then we are going to use this subscript, that is emitter. Like this, for different subscript there is a different terminologies will be there, that we are going to study with in detail with a table in the next slide. So, for now we think that the basic concept of a transistor H parameter and how we are going to represent the H parameter equivalent circuit, and the equations for this also same, and these notations can be changed for the transistor. And some of the points that we need to know down for the transistor H parameter, that is for small AC signal a transistor behaves as a linear circuit. So, therefore, its AC operation can be described in terms of H parameters. That is what we need to know. And also the value of H parameters of a transistor will depend upon the transistor connection. So, that is why we used CB, CE, CC. This is what the different connection. So, the value of H parameter difference of different types of connection, that is common base, common emitter or common collector. And also the value of H parameter depend upon the operating point. If the operating point is changed, the parameter value also change. So, for one operating point the parameter is different, and for another operating point the parameter also different. The notations V1, I1, V2 and I2 are used for general circuit analysis, but in a transistor amplifier we use a notation depend upon the configuration in which the transistor is used. Thus, we can say it as, if we arrange the circuit as common emitter, so V1 will become VBE and I1 is equal to IB and V2 is equal to VCE and I2 is equal to IC. These are the different things that we need to remember for a transistor. So, here VBE, IB and VC and IC are the all that what we consider is RMS value. So, now we are going to know the nomenclature, that what is different from the linear circuit that we already use. The numerical subscript are replaced by letter subscript, that whatever the numerical subscript that we are going to use here, it is replaced in a transistor as a letter subscript, and the first letter in the double subscript notation indicates the nature of parameter. So, what is the nature of parameter is represented with this first subscript, and the second letter in the double subscript notation indicates the circuit arrangement, like it is a common base, common emitter or common collector will be represented with the second subscript. So, this first subscript is, if it is I in the sense it is input impedance, and if it is R in the sense if it is reverse voltage feedback ratio, and F represent the forward current transfer ratio and O represent the admittance, output admittance, and B represent the, it is common base here, and here he, all E in the second subscript represent the common emitter, here C represent the common collector. This is how the nomenclature of transistor of for a H parameter will be different from a linear circuits. Now we are going to derive the expression for input impedance. So with the linear circuit that we are going to consider here, after that we are going to convert this into a transistor circuit. For the same that what we are derived for a linear circuit can be applicable for the transistor circuit also. Only thing we need to change the nomenclature, that what we studied previously according to the table, that we need to change the nomenclature for a transistor circuit. For input impedance, that we have, what we consider, we know that input impedance from the circuit, that is equal to Z in is equal to V1 divided by I1 is the input impedance, and also we know that V1 is equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2. This expression we already know, so we will keep it as A for the reference. So now substitute V1 value in this expression. So we are substituting V1 value in the above impedance expression. So Z in now becomes H11 I1 plus H12 V2, that whole divided by I1. So again this can be rewritten as like this, when we are going to divide this whole expression with I1 into I1 is what the expression that we got. This can be considered as a equation 1. So also we know that I2 is equal to H21 I1 plus H22 V2. So here from the figure we know that from the figure what we can find, V2 I2 value can be equal to minus of V2 divided by RL, we can find from the linear circuit circuit here. So I2 value will be equal to minus of V2 divided by RL. So why here that we consider minus here, that the current that is flowing is a conventional current, that what we consider for a linear circuit, but actual current flow direction is opposite to that, that is why we are the negative sign here. So now I2 value is what we got here, we will substitute to the I2 value here in this expression. So this expression will become now minus V2 divided by RL is equal to H21 I1 plus H22 V2. So also we can rearrange this expression like this, minus H2 I1 is equal to H22 V2 plus V2 divided by RL. This can be, again we can rearrange this into, while by taking V2 common, we can rearrange this as H22 plus H22 divided by 1 divided by RL. So from this we can able to find the V2 and I1 value. So V2 I1 is can be find out with the from this expression like this, V2 divided by I1 is equal to minus H21, that whole divided by H22 plus 1 divided by RL can be found out from this expression. So this is considered as equation expression 2. So, substituting this V2 I1 value in equation that 1, that is Z in 1, that is here in this expression we are going to substitute V2 I1 value here. So, Z in now we are can be equal to, that is Z in equal to H11 minus H12 into H21, that whole divided by H22 plus 1 divided by RL. So, this is what the expression for a linear circuit. So, now we are going to substitute the nomenclature here, but we are going to change the subscript here, the H parameter substitute for a transistor. So, the same will becomes now H11 is equal to HIE minus HRE and HFE divided by HOE plus 1 by RL. And here this expression is a Z in is an input impedance, and this is the expression for a transistor input impedance. And also if we consider that our H12 value, the H12 value or RL value is very much smaller, then this can be neglected. So, Z in is approximately equal to H11, and this when we consider for a transistor, this can be equal to HIE. So, this is the input impedance, approximate input impedance, but we can use for some of the application, but actually the accurate input impedance expression is what? This is accurate input impedance expression. So, this is a derivation that we can easily find the input impedance with the help of H parameter. So, this is one of the advantage using the H parameters in a transistor for finding the input impedance. So, finally, we come to the end of this session. In this session, we mostly concentrated on a 2-port network, and the 2-port network is a network in which it consists of 2 pair of terminals which is having one current enter terminal and also current leaving terminals, and it is having 2 pair of terminals. Most probably it is having 4 terminals, and this 2-port system is very much useful for application of hybrid parameter model. When we are going to say come with the study of a linear circuit characteristics, hybrid parameters will be most helpful, because from the hybrid parameter finding the hybrid parameter, we can able to find the input impedance, current gain and output impedance, and also voltage or the feedback voltage, everything we can able to find with this. And when we comes to the hybrid parameters, the concept behind this is having 4 parameters, in which 2 is having a dimension and another 2 is a dimensionless. So, using this hybrid parameters, one can able to find the characteristics of a transistor, and which is not accurately find out when we are going to when we are consider previous things, that when we have studied characteristics only in related with beta or IB. So, this is not sufficient to know better about the transistor performance or characteristics. When we are going to study with the help of H parameters for a transistor, we can able to find in a different way, we can able to find the current gain or output impedance and input impedance. So, this will be more helpful for a transistor design and also transistor application. So, some of the questions are: what do you understand by hybrid parameters? What are their dimensions? What are the notations for H parameters of a transistor when used in CB, in the sense common base, common emitter and common collector arrangement? How are H parameters of a transistor measured? So, references are www.allaboutcircuits.com, www.electronictutorial.com, and the textbook references are Electronic Devices and Circuit Theory by Robert Boylsted and Louis Noshilsky, and Electronic Circuits and Devices by Alan Motorshed. This ends the session. Thank you.